following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, and Newy Scruggs.
All right, everybody, it's that time, 2:30 p.m. Central, and that means the Players Lounge with your boys. Danny McCray, Barry Church, former Dallas Cowboys safety, and me, Newy Scruggs, former Dallas, well, not former anything, just a longtime Cowboys reporter. Not former yet. I ain't trying to fire myself yet. I'm still trying to hang in here and do this thing. All right, fellas, look, you guys are players, so you give me your opinions on this right away. James Slater, NFL Network, comes out with a report that says players are not happy with the coaching staff, saying they're unprepared, saying they don't know what they're doing. Mike McCarthy came out with a quote in the afternoon, says, "It's important for us to have those conversations as men, one-on-one, as a group." He went further than that, but that was the biggest bulk of what he said. So, McCray, you start. Your thoughts on this?
I think that they're losing it. We already knew this about the coaching staff, and I'll take it as far as to say that I think that some of the players have spoken up about this already to some of the coaches, and it just probably fell on deaf ears. And now they just went ahead and said, all right, well, forget it. Since the ship is going down, I'm gonna let them know it ain't just the players. It's some of the stuff that we learned, and these guys don't know what the heck they talking about. So, if I'm going down, I'm taking them down with me. That's where I think it's at. I think it was it's a little cowardly just to not put your name on it if you're gonna say something like that, because there's a lot of men in the locker room, and then when you don't put your name on it, everybody has to kind of play detective and figure out who it was. So I think that sucked about it, but we knew this stuff was coming. It's early in the season and they played horrible, so it'll be a lot more of this stuff coming out later.
Yeah, McCray, I mean, look, man, the hinges are coming off, man. The ship is going down. You know what is hitting the fan right now. I mean, look, we knew this was going to come around when they started having those player-only meetings, the meetings that never resolve anything, man. Me and Danny been a part of plenty of those. They don't resolve nothing. All you're going to get is arguments, and then you'll get to this point where it's like, now it's got to be the coach's fault. It can't be our fault. So we knew this was coming all along, and I got to agree with Danny and McCarthy on this one. If you're going to say something like that, if you're going to put that out there, you got to attach your name to it. I mean, you can't be scared and say, oh, wait, make sure this is anonymous. Hey, this is off the record, right? And now if you're going to say something that big, just attach your name to it. It does seem kind of cowardly, but for me, we knew this was coming. They're falling off the hinges. And if it were one of these players, that had already went to the coaches and it fell on deaf ears, then they're in a lot more trouble than I thought. Because if they're going to these coaches and these coaches are just like, go somewhere with all that, I don't want to hear any of this, then they're in a lot more damage than we anticipated. But for me, it was kind of cowardly to not put your name on there, but it's something that I guess needed to be said. I mean, we see these players, they've been saying early, little chips here and there early in the season about how the play calling is difficult or the playbook is difficult. And now it progressed to a players only meeting, and now it just progressed fully to just going to the media and just throwing all the coaches under the bus. So for me, like I said, it was a little bit cowardly, but hey, if you got to do it to perform better, you got to do what you got to do.
Listen. And I think it's funny how this started, right? This started off so great, man. This defense is better. The communication between the coaches and the players, everything is so much better than it was before. Blah 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 blah. And we 6 weeks in, and all of a sudden, none of that stuff is accurate. Like everything is wrong 6 weeks after that. Like it started off with, man, this defense is going to be disguising and blah 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 and all this. And I like the way McCarthy and his offensive staffs open up, and and we got open communication, so everybody's on the same page. And they are the exact opposite of that. I've never seen something be so opposite from what you say and what you put on the field, and then now it's the coach's fault. So players, you got some of this too, because you was hyping this up and you was on the Kool-Aid at the beginning of the season as well.
And look, if I'm McCarthy, man, I'm taking these reins for play calling, man. Like I'm not going down without swinging. Like y'all ain't about to just bury me under the bus, and I haven't even had a chance to go out there and show y'all what I can do. So for me, if I'm McCarthy, I'm snatching that playbook. I'm saying, look, Kellen, You just weren't performing to what you were doing. You can still be here. I ain't gonna throw you out like that. But as far as your play calling duties, man, that's a wrap. You're basically gonna be conformed to a quarterback coach. Because if I'm going down like this, like the way this ship is going down, I gotta be swinging. I gotta be throwing my own plays out there. So McCarthy, you better take that script, my boy.
So McCray, your initial comments, it just made me go right to the court scene when Nino Brown is on the stand in New Jack City, and he jumps up and he says, if I'm going down, I'm taking a whole lot of people with me. I got a list of names. and it just feels as though you have players trying to say, man, look, before I had to take a pay cut for this, and you say my production is down, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you these guys aren't ready. These guys aren't prepared. They're no good. It is just. The house is burning, man, and wow. So your guys used to play with one of your former teammates. Sean Lee came out today. So Sean Lee spoke, and Sean Lee said that it's anonymous. Nobody put their name on it. It's cowardice, and he said that these guys have to stick together. He said there's no finger pointing going on there. So that was from Sean Lee. And then Ezekiel Elliott.
And that might be one of the biggest lies I've ever heard. Hold on. Go ahead, D-Mac. Go ahead.
Yeah, listen. Before you get to what Zeke said, because that's more relevant than this. This is a problem that I see here. Why are they asking and hearing from somebody who has not played the entire season, is not on the field? It does not make any sense that this is the guy that you're leaning on to say this. We sticking together. You ain't even played all year. This stuff should be coming from Tank. This stuff should be coming from Jalen. These are the only people that we really should be hearing from on issues like this, because Sean Lee ain't on the field. He hasn't been in there running none of these plays. He hasn't been, in the fire yet. No offense to him. He just has not been healthy enough to get out there. So him speaking on it to me is irrelevant. Now when you move on to Zeke, that makes more sense to me. But the fact that the defense and the players are leaning on somebody who hasn't even been on the field yet, it doesn't make sense, and that's a huge issue.
What did Zeke say? What does Zeke have to say?
Okay, well, actually, let me before I get to Zeke, let me just read you the whole Sean Lee comment, okay?
All right.
Sean Lee says, quote, first thing, I think with anonymous sources, you never really can take them serious. First, they don't put their name on it. Second, you don't know if the person is in the room or not in the room. Maybe they were. Maybe they are not now. Sometimes you don't know if it's through a secondhand source. Maybe it's a player. Maybe the players, or maybe it's coming from the player's agent. You just can't speculate. So you have to just say, listen, the consensus in our locker room with our defense right now is that we all need to work hard. We all need to improve. There's no pointing fingers. The only way out of this is to keep faith in each other, and we have that faith. So, like I said, anything anonymous, we're not going to worry about that. Somebody won't put their name on it, so be it. But we know the group. We're sticking together. We know we need to improve, and we're going to continue to stick together and do that. That's from Sean.
We. Ain't that something? That sound like, listen, if somebody slapped me, I'm not giving them no excuse, all right? Listen, you slapped me. Now, I don't know why he slapped me. I don't know who told him to, if he did it on his own accord, none of that. Bro, somebody said something. We know Jane Slater enough to know she's not no idiot. Somebody in there, one of the players said this, and it goes and it ties into everything that everybody is seeing outside looking in. So this all fits. It all comes together. So this is no, somebody agent said it or somebody outside the room said this. Ain't that. Somebody in the locker room said it. He knows it, and he ain't playing. So they need to go in there and figure out who it was and let them know this ain't how we do stuff. Find you a leader on the team and let them address that.
I mean, he's saying all the right things, though. He's saying basically, look, somebody did say this, because he said that, hey, look, whoever did say it was anonymous, and, it was cowardice for them not to put their name behind it. So, look, I mean, he's saying all the right stuff. He's saying they need to stick together. There can't be any pointing fingers, which I know for a fact is just a lie talking about there's no pointing fingers. There's definitely pointing going on. You can see it on the field when people are looking like, man, what is this guy? You were supposed to have my help. So if they're pointing on the field, they're pointing in the locker room. But I'll give Sean this, man. He is a bona fide leader. And, once he gets back on the field, he'll probably have more, credit to his words out here saying what he's saying, and hopefully he can get on this field and help this team. But for me, I mean, he's saying all the right stuff, but until we see it on the field, man, it's just going to go on deaf ears.
Absolutely. They need him on the field. They need a leader. He's their leader. The only thing that's difficult about that is you not on the field at the time. So, and we've been in the locker room at that, with stuff like that. Like, hey man, you're not out here to see what's really going on. Like, you see it in front of the sideline. You hearing people complain about it. You got a different perspective than what we have when we on the field. And what makes this worse is it's a double whammy. Your coaches apparently are not good, and your players aren't playing hard. Like, so it's on both of them. So they can point all the fingers that they want to. They have something in this as well, and all of it ain't coaching. So this is just a dumpster fire right now.
All right. Understand. So Sean Lee referenced, it's one person. Mike McCarthy talked about one person. Jane Slater did not quote one player. She quoted several. Okay, so it's at least two. I know this because I talked to her. So it's not just one person that came forward and said, hey, this is a problem. There's several players who have problems right now. So it's not just one guy. It's a few dudes in the locker room that have issues with this coaching staff right now. Now, let me ask this. Okay, go ahead, Dan.
I said, listen, the truth is, we can say whatever we want to. You can't not have a problem at this point in the season. So it's just, I think it's crazy for somebody to say that, we don't know who it is or it's not a all of them should have a problem. And somebody said something, they just didn't put their name on. I just want to put that there. I know, I wasn't in the locker room listening, but I'm willing to bet my house that it's somebody that's currently in the locker room that said this. Some people, a group of people.
And I guarantee you, the reason they ain't put their name behind it is because they probably one of the cats out there playing just as bad. Talking about, oh man, they can't coach nothing, man. If I had a good coach, I'd be more productive. Like, no, man.
Hey, listen, if I had to guess,
all that, I'll tell you that right now.
If I had to guess, is the secondary, because they are playing the worst I've ever seen. I've never seen a secondary play this bad.
I hope it ain't Daryl Worley. I'll tell you right, I hope it's not him. Because look, I looked at that play one more time because it was just made me so mad just looking at it. And they're in cover 3. Why are you 2 yards in front of the guy who's the hook curl defender, and the guy that's catching the ball is a smooth 10 in front of you? It just blows my mind. He's like a 7-year vet. So, I mean, don't get me started on Daryl Worley and Dontari Poe.
This is what happens when you don't put your name on. That's why it's so cowardly to do it, because everybody on the outside has to go and try to guess and figure it out. And maybe it's this person, maybe it's that person. So you as a teammate have put your other teammates in a position to where some people can't even trust if it's them or not. Like, you looking at people sideways. Like, I don't know if he said it. We know he played like trash yesterday, so maybe it was him. We heard him get in an argument with so and so. Like, you just don't know, and that's what makes it such a big issue within the locker room, because you just have no idea who it is. So you don't know who you can trust in there.
And then now, when you're going on the field, somebody messes up and makes a bad play, and you see him all frustrated. Oh, he was probably the one that was pointing all the fingers. I mean, it's a slippery slope you're going down right now.
Sean Lee did say that Mike McCarthy spoke to the team, and that he told the team if anybody has some concern, something they want to talk about, to come see him. So Mike McCarthy did address it with his football team.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about, man. Hey, say it with your chest. Tell them boys, hey, look, man, if y'all got a problem with me, say it with your chest, man. And I assume nobody said nothing, no? Everybody just went quiet and started looking down like, yeah, I didn't say it. Man, that was kind of cowardly, man. That was cowardly.
I did a little call around, got some folks to get back to me a little bit here, and I heard that they are trying to find out who is it. Who are the people?
No.
That is they're trying to smoke out who in the heck gave it to James Slater. So there's
now,
some worry. There's some worry around the Star. I don't know if Mr. Jones is out here trying to get it, but they're trying to find out who is it?
Wait a second.
She might not have.
So we ain't worried about. So now we ain't worried about the Washington football team this week coming up. We worried about who's snitching. See, we all over the place now, man. If we go out there and lose against Washington, we ain't got to worry about who's snitching. The whole team about to get blown up. So y'all better focus on the right stuff, man.
If you smart and you in that locker room, you will stay the heck away from James Slater. You wouldn't even make it look like you got any type of relationship with her. You don't want nobody to know it was you, because anybody that she talked to is now a suspect.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but here's now here's the thing on that, Danny. Remember, you can't get near the players, so there is no locker room access. So nobody sees.
So somebody's reaching out
to reporters. Right. So this can be done right now. I mean, you're not going to see anybody talk, quote unquote, talking to Jane. I mean, this right now is just done electronically. You send a text, you send a phone call. I mean, so that's why I said they are trying to smoke out who it is, and there's some folks around there worried. But
how do you
don't have the locker.
That's why you don't give your personal info out to reporters who come to the locker room. When they want to hit you up for one thing, they want to hit you up for a story. I mean, that's it. And when you give your personal info out, that's how stuff gets leaked, man. You never give your personal info out to the media, man.
Well, Church,
make them go through rich.
Church, you wasn't giving us nothing back in the day. I got nothing out of you. I got nothing for you.
Hey, I wasn't important enough, man. Newy was treating me like I was a special team. You remember how he did with them special teamers? I ain't gonna mess with it. That's how Newy treated me.
Believe me, I know.
I'm talking about, hey, Newy, what's up, Newy? Newy just looked at me like I was crazy, man. Like, oh, you ain't worth my time, man. That's crazy.
It's time for, you know what time it is? It's time for a break right here on the Players Lounge, brought to you by Hotels.com. When we come back,
stay ducking and dodging,
I have a special mission for one Barry Church. I'm gonna holler at you now, Church. I got a special mission for you right after break, right here on DallasCowboys.com radio.
Hey there, Cowboys fans. With Tide Cleaners at-home pickup and delivery, cleaning your clothes has never been more convenient. Simply sign up at your local store, set out your dirty clothes, and one of our Tide Cleaners professionals will come directly to your home for a totally contactless experience. Your clean garments will be returned promptly the next scheduled delivery day, so skip the errand and enjoy life, not laundry. Visit TideCleaners.com or your local store to sign up for Tide Cleaners at-home pickup and delivery today.
I'm Jay Novacek, former tight end for the Dallas Cowboys. Back in the day, I was the guy who always got the tough yards, and that's why I run with John Deere today. In fact, I have a John Deere 3025E tractor that can handle any yard work I need to do, even the tough yards way out back. So if you have 1 acre or 1,000, John Deere has the equipment that's just right for you. Visit a John Deere dealer today and run with us. We are the official tractor provider of your Dallas Cowboys.
We're back with a tasty treat that's sweeping airwaves and taste buds. It's new Dr. Pepper and Cream Soda. Let's take a listen.
Dr. Pepper and Cream Soda's here. A new combo that's music to my ears, okay. Let's play. Cream Soda and Dr. Pepper time. Pour it in a glass of ice.
Music to my ears and mouth. New Dr. Pepper and Cream Soda.
A delicious duet.
Essilor is a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys, helping fans see more and do more with our best vision solutions. Our lens technologies reveal a world more beautiful than you can imagine. For a limited time, get the Essilor Next Gen offer. When you buy the latest generation of Transitions lenses with select Essilor lenses, you can choose a second pair of clear lenses for free with qualifying frame purchases. Restrictions apply. Find a participating eye care professional by visiting EssilorUSA.com. Essilor. See more, do more.
Back to the Players Lounge.
All right. Hey, I got something for you. Looking for something to change up your dinner routine? Well, we can help you. Help support local Frisco businesses by choosing one of the Star District restaurants. For information on delivery, takeout, curbside pickup, and dine-in availability, visit thestardistrict.com. So do that. All right, Players Lounge brought to you by Hotels.com. We are in our SWBC Mortgage Virtual Home Studios. All right, Church. So I figured that we've been playing with you a little bit about Nostradamus, and so I figured, man, I got a way that I can help you out here. I'm going to help you out because I make NFL picks every week in the Dallas Morning News with several other people. So what I'm gonna do this week is I'm gonna let you pick my games.
All right.
I'm gonna let you pick my games.
I'm telling you, I appreciate you having faith in your boy, man. I got you.
Right,
I won't let you down, man. I won't let you down, man.
All right, so I'm gonna do it right now because I got to turn it in. They're on me about that. We need your picks, dude. We need your picks. So I got to pick against the spread, and I got to pick it straight. So let's start with the Cowboys. The Cowboys are 3.5-point favorites in Washington. Who you going with? Cowboys favorite by 3.5.
I'm going with the Cowboys and no cover the spread.
They will, okay.
They will.
Right.
They will. 28-17. You heard it here first.
Okay.
He's drunk. Back, man.
Wow.
I got my hat right here. It's ready.
Okay, so the Giants at Philadelphia, Philly by 3.5.
I'm gonna go Philly. I'm gonna go Carson Wentz, but they
Philly
won't cover the spread. Yeah, they won't cover the spread. 20-17 Philly.
All right. Detroit is at Atlanta. Falcons favored by 3.
They're at Atlanta or they're in Detroit?
Yes. They're at Atlanta. At Atlanta.
What's the spread again on that bad boy?
3.
Atlanta covers the spread 28-24.
Okay, got the ATL getting it done. All right. Buffalo is a 12.5-point favorite at the New York Jets, who are winless.
Oh, yeah, they're smacking them. I got Buffalo. They'll cover the spread. I'm going 31-7.
All right. Cleveland is a 3.5-point favorite. Cleveland at Cincinnati. Browns favored by 3.5. What you got?
I got Cincinnati with the upset, 21-17.
Green Bay, coming off that loss at Tampa Bay, is traveling to Houston, and the Packers are a 3.5-point favorite.
Going to Houston.
Yes, sir.
Houston look, offensively, they look pretty decent. I'm going Houston with the upset, 35-28.
All right. Kansas City is at Denver, and Kansas City's favored by 9.5 points. What you got?
Oh, this is easy. Drew Luck and them boys out there, they ain't doing nothing offensively. Their defense over there is decent over in Denver, but they can't do nothing with Mahomes and company. So, especially if they got that ground game going. So I'm going Chiefs 31, Denver 17.
Okay, it's a lot of points on the road up there, Mile High. Jacksonville.
They don't call me, Okay. Oh, Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
All right.
Is in Los Angeles, and the Chargers are favored by 8 points.
Oh, okay. Well, I did get Justin Herbert in fantasy, so I'm going to need him to have a big day. Jacksonville's defense hasn't been the same since 17. So for me, I'm going to go Chargers 24, Jacksonville 14. Soon Jacksonville about to start tanking to get Lawrence in a second. So they might end the season 3-13. I don't know if that'll be enough, but I'll never skip an opportunity to throw a jab at the Jacksonville Jaguars, by the way. I'm just going to throw that out there.
New England took a loss to Denver last week, so now New England is a 2.5-point favorite. 2.5-point favorite against the San Francisco 49ers. What you got?
See, this one's tough, man. This one's tough because Cam Newton just got back from COVID, and they were going through some things over in Denver. Ooh, this one's tough, man. This one's tough, but I'm gonna give it to New England. I'm gonna give it to New England, and they cover the spread, 21-17.
All right, the Carolina Panthers, who are playing good football. They're disciplined. They get out there. They fight hard. First-year head coach Matt Rule's got this team playing decent. But they're in New Orleans, and they're a 7.5-point dog. What you got?
They're at New
Michael
Orleans.
I'm going.
Oh yeah. I'm going. Mr. Slant and New Orleans Saints by. They'll cover the spread. You said the spread was only 4, right?
No, the spread's 7.5, man.
The spread's 7.5, so they won't cover the spread. But Mr. Slant and New Orleans Slants, they'll get it together. So I'm gonna give them 24-21 Saints.
Okay, Pittsburgh is a 2-point favorite at Tennessee.
This one's going to be tough. I mean, you got two offenses that are clicking right now. I haven't seen a team yet fully stop Derrick Henry. But this Pittsburgh team, they play defense and they take the ball away. Chase Claypool's been showing up. You know what? I'm going to go ahead. It's at Tennessee?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to go ahead and go Tennessee 24-21.
All right, so you're going with Tennessee, protecting its home turf. All right,
man got some low-scoring games he picking right here.
See, you got three more to pick here. So Seattle's a 4-point favorite at Arizona.
Man, after what I saw from Kyler Murray when he came down to Jerry World, I don't see Seattle stopping anything with this guy. There's no one in the open field that can hang with him. But he was a little arid as far as his passes were going early in the first half. So for me, I'm going to go Seattle. Russell Wilson pulls this one out. They come back from the bye. Chris Carson gets things rolling. I'm going to go Seattle with a big victory, 31-17.
Okay. Tampa Bay is a 3-point favorite on the road at Las Vegas.
On the road, Vegas is coming off a huge victory against Kansas City. My boy Jeff Heath had a pick. So, you know what? I'm going to go Vegas 27-24.
All right. Vegas defending the home turf. And my final pick here, Chicago is at the LA Rams, and the Rams are a 5.5-point favorite against the Bears.
There's no way they're going to cover the spread. You know what? I got Nicky Foles and the Chicago Bears. They get this momentum rolling. This defense is playing great right now. I got Nicky Foles and the Bears with a 21-14 victory. Actually, no. Let me switch that up. 21-17 victory over the Rams.
Okay. All right. So, Church, I will put these in. And they'll probably be out tomorrow. They'll probably be out tomorrow or even later tonight. So they're in the Dallas Morning News, and all the picks will be under my name. So,
all right. Make sure you give your boy. Make sure you give your boy a shout out too over there with NBC Sports, man. Make sure you shout me out. Say, hey, this is B Church, no Stradamus. These are his picks. So you know what I'm saying. Make sure you shout your boy out. Man.
Trust me. I'm gonna let everybody know. I'm gonna put it when it comes out. It will be on Twitter. It's like this week's picks were made by Barry Church, a.k.a. Nostradamus. So I'm going to...
Indeed.
And see, I'm going to tell you right out of the gate, I would not pick the Cowboys over Washington, but that's what you're doing, so I'm going to do it. So you got
you don't have faith? You don't have faith in the boys?
Man, they said the coach is unprepared. They coach the way they're talking about.
Oh man,
he picked the Cowboys. He got Tom Brady losing to Derek Carr with the top defense out there in Las Vegas. I don't know. Listen, you might want to go back into retirement. Newy talked you out of retirement. He said don't call you no more. And then as soon as he called you, you came in drunk at the beginning, like we just gonna blow out Washington. I'm like, what game are you watching?
Hey, man,
what film have you been looking at?
Okay,
teams
Church
usually play better after the players call their coaches out, man. What's up? What's up, Newy?
Church, I'm going to give you an opportunity to change your mind on the Cowboys. When we come back, I'm going to drop something on you, okay? I'm going to drop something on you that may make you waver a little bit, all right? Got to take our break here.
I'll give you this
critical information on the flip side right here on DallasCowboys.com.
Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Want to show your Texas and team pride too? You can. By purchasing your own Stetson, you can look just like how the flag guys do on field at every home game. Stetson hats, the official crown of all self-respecting Cowboys, and your favorite football team.
Get yours today at shop.dallascowboys.com or at stetson.com.
Your new apartment's big. Such a great deal.
It's okay.
Just okay? What's not to...
love the subway.
Well, I bet you don't even notice it after the...
That's my neighbor, Angus.
A deal that's just okay is not okay. Get a great deal with America's Best Network. Come into an AT&T store to find out how to get one of our popular smartphones for $0 down, based on GWS One score September 2019.
To Dallas's frontline responders, thank you. To show its gratitude, Tide is offering free laundry services in Dallas to the families of frontline responders. Simply bring your laundry and your identification to Tide Cleaners, and they will wash it within 2 days. One thing less for you to worry about. While you take care of us all, Tide will take care of the laundry for the families of frontline responders. To learn more and find a location near you, visit hope.tidecleaners.com.
Essilor is a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys, helping fans see more and do more with our best vision solutions. Our lens technologies reveal a world more beautiful than you can imagine. For a limited time, get the Essilor Next Gen offer. When you buy the latest generation of Transitions lenses with select Essilor lenses, you can choose a second pair of clear lenses for free with qualifying frame purchases. Restrictions apply. Find a participating eye care professional by visiting EssilorUSA.com. Essilor. See more, do more.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Players Lounge here on a hump day. I'm Newy Scruggs, longtime Cowboys reporter, joined by former Dallas Cowboys players Barry Church and Danny McCray. Get the ultimate fan experience for the ultimate Cowboys fan. Join Dallas Cowboys United, presented by Globe Life, starting at just $20. Visit DallasCowboys.com/United. All right, Church. You picked the Cowboys to win. They are, according to Las Vegas, 3.5-point favorites over Washington. This game will be in Washington. Left tackle Brandon Knight is going to miss the game. All right, Brandon Knight had knee surgery. He's going to expected to miss some weeks. Cam Irving, according to head coach Mike McCarthy, was expected to practice today. So we're still waiting to hear about that. And Greg Sennett and practice player Jordan Mills are the other tackles on the squad. So you got more offensive line problems. And Zach Martin is still in concussion protocol. And remember, it's a short week, and I think you have to practice. Mickey was talking about on his show that you got to practice for, I think, maybe 2 days and just show some improvement here. And we're talking about a Washington defensive line is full of first-round draft picks. You got that kid Chase Young. Their first-round pick was taken second overall. You got Ryan Kerrigan, who just became the all-time sack leader in Washington history. You got the other big boy from Alabama, Jonathan Allen. So I'm going to just give you the opportunity again. It is Dallas 3.5 over Washington. What do you want to stay where you were before? What you want to do?
Don't let Newy talk you into this, Church. All right, stick with your pick. The offensive line is not the reason that we've been getting blown out and losing these games. All right, that is not the reason. But if you want to just base it on the offensive line, then go ahead. You are Nostradamus. I just figure I just put my 2 cents in.
Look, they do call me Nostradamus for a reason. You know, the streets named me that. You know, I didn't just give myself that. That's not just self-proclaimed. Of course. You know, the streets gave me this name. But I'm sticking with it, man. I'm sticking with the boys, even though Brandon Knight's out. Hopefully Zach Martin can get out of concussion protocol. Man, what's going on with these injuries, man? This is wild. I don't think we've ever seen an injury bug hit like this. It's ridiculous. But I'm sticking with the boys.
Church, okay. That's fine. You can stick. But once again, it's a 3.5-point spread. So basically 4 points. You sure you don't want to go ahead and maybe say it's a 2-point game, a real close game here? Would you still think of 28-17?
I do not believe in Kyle. What's his name? Kyle Allen. I don't believe in him. You know what I'm saying? Alex Smith is a great feel-good story, but, hey, I don't believe in him either. And we all know what they got in Dwayne Haskins. So, for me, I got to stick with the boys, man. I got to stick with them. Okay. You got them winning their first road game of the year.
I don't know. They got Gibson, they got McLaurin, they got a receiver and a running back, and those are the 2 things that killed us all season. So I'm just a little worried. But my pick will come Friday. Go ahead, Church. My bad, Nostradamus. My bad.
Okay. All right.
You starting to act like Newy, man.
I'm just trying to give you a little bit of help here because the offensive line is definitely a problem. So once again, okay, I throw it out here. Once again, you're talking about a strong point for Washington, and then you're looking at a weak point for Dallas that is about to get weaker. We haven't seen Cam Irving play all year, so yeah, maybe Cam does go out there left tackle. And I thought Mickey brought up a real good point. No matter who they put out at left tackle, they better roll out Blake Bell, a tight end, to go out there and help him because this is going to be a challenge. This is going to be a challenge trying to face Chase Young and Ryan Kerrigan. And we saw Andy Dalton running for his life last week against Arizona. I'm sorry, nobody on this Arizona D-line is going to end up in a name to the Pro Bowl. They're not going to play the game this year, but they are going to come with the Pro Bowl list. But it's that kind of thing that's going on for the Cowboys right now. But hey, Vegas says they're favored by 3.5. You got confidence in them, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure I threw that out there, that it's more offensive line issues for the Cowboys when it comes to injuries and where this team is going. And Andy Dalton certainly did not look comfortable against Arizona. You got Jack Del Rio, who's the defensive coordinator for Washington, and of course their head coach Ron Rivera, longtime defensive mind who played on the '85 Bears. So I'm thinking they're going to be sending the house all game long at the Cowboys. So I expect a close game. I expect a close football game. Because you got two offenses that have been struggling, but I expect a close football game. But hey, I got Terry McLaurin. This week, and I'm putting him in my starting lineup based off what Christian Kirk did for me last week. So we'll go ahead and go right there. Now, I did talk earlier about Zeke Elliott, and let me make sure I put in what he had to say about the players anonymously calling out coaches. Zeke said, quote, we need to try to keep that kind of stuff in-house. Everyone look in the mirror, see what's going on, fix that, we'll be better. So that's from Ezekiel Elliott about guys who are unhappy with the coaching staff.
I think it's got to be one of the premier players that I think dropped this tidbit to Jane Slater. Because look, I mean, like you said, you can't see the players or anything like that. So this got to be, through a text or through some type of communication like that. And to be honest, I don't see, Jane Slater just hitting up, my boy CJ Goodwin or something like that to get facts about the team. So I think it's somebody that premiered that leaked this out to the media, but it's going to be ugly when they do find out who it was.
Hold on. CJ is one of our premier players, all right? We've said that for the last couple of weeks. So don't downplay him like that. CJ is one of our premier players. He's one of the top players on the squad. So maybe James Slater did, but us special teams people, we don't do that type of stuff. We keep it in house.
So
I apologize, CJ.
So, Church, it could be somebody who has a lesser contract, a smaller contract.
It got to be.
Oh, Lord, here you go.
It got to be somebody with a real contract.
real contract. Okay.
That's what I thought he said.
Listen. He hasn't been active long enough, man. He only having to deal with this for 2 games. The dumpster fire hasn't really set him on fire yet, so it's not him.
All right.
You think it's somebody on the defense?
Absolutely. I absolutely think it's somebody on the defense. I think it's somebody in the secondary. They are literally playing the worst. If you think about who looks the most confused out there and is making the most mistakes, it's the secondary. Okay. So when you talk about not being prepared,
you know what, McCray? I know the DBs look bad, but to me the defensive line looks just as bad. I mean, we saw Kenyon Drake, who's had a pedestrian year, come in here and roll up 164 yards. There was 261 yards gained by Arizona. Cleveland ran for 307. We don't see college teams run for 307 anymore, man. I mean, this D-line is just terrible.
No, but I'm going based off what was said, though. Confused and unprepared. They get outplayed.
That's true.
They get outplayed. That's not confusing.
You're making more adjustments. You're making more adjustments in the back end than you would in the front end. So it might be somebody.
All right, but now let's make sure we get it straight. Now, who else was complaining earlier in the year about Everson Griffin talking about he didn't like playing standing up. Tank Lawrence talked about how he was getting. So I mean, you got that right there too.
That's not confusing. It's not confusing. You standing up at a 2-point and getting a 3-point is not confusing on defense. That don't have nothing to do with confusing or preparation. When you can't pass off man-to-man bunch routes, and when you can't play cover 3 and keep your eyes out of the backfield and decide who's supposed to be deep and who's supposed to be short, those are confusing things on defense when people say they unprepared and they're not really teaching the technique right. What Everson Griffin said, what you said, 30 snaps, 1 tackle, there's nothing confusing about that, all right? Nothing at all. Put your hand in the ground and rush the pass or stop the run, either one.
So let me ask this
one.
question here. Let me ask this question here as we get ready to wrap up the show to both of you. I'll start with you, McCray. Do you have faith Mike McCarthy can squash these issues and right this ship with this locker room? McCray, go.
Hold on, McCray. Before you go, Newy, are you going to answer this question as well?
Yes, if you want me to, sure.
All right.
Yes, we would like you to answer this question. So I'm gonna make it quick. The only way that Mike McCarthy can get this straight is if somebody gets fired. And I'm talking about on the coaching staff. You have to find out what is going on, and you have to be man enough to say, look, we made a mistake in XYZ area, and we're going to fire this guy, and I'm letting you players know that I'm with you guys. Because if you side with the coaches over the players, then you have a very, very big issue. And, the coaching, it's not like you're going to be missing nothing if you fire a guy anyway. They're already not playing worth nothing, and they confused and not hustling. So fire somebody, I think he can get it back in there, snatch the play calling from Kellen Moore, and he'll be all right.
Sounds about right to me, man. I think he can right the ship because I'm picking him to pick Washington or beat Washington. So I think they can right the ship. Plus, this division is downright garbage. So I think they can do it. But like McCray said, he got to snatch that play calling sheet. If he's going to go down swinging with your own calls and your own plays. And hopefully he can right the ship, man. But I think he'll be able to.
So let me just throw this out here. When you talk about snatching the play sheet. Now, if you snatch the play sheet away, you're Mike McCarthy, and you don't see any results, and you don't see something better, that doesn't make you look good. So I'm just thinking from a purely selfish standpoint. So if I take this play sheet, I'm losing left tackle Brandon Knight, and I'm going to put out somebody at left tackle who hadn't played it all year long. I don't have Dak Prescott. Do I really want to snatch play calling and I've got this? I'm so short-handed. I'm not so sure. I just go ahead and let Kellen Moore handle that whole thing.
Newy, I see what you're doing. Newy, I see what you're doing, man. I see what you're doing, man. You're trying to switch this combo around, man. You're not going to get out of this one, man. No. Answer the question, Newy. Do you think he can right the ship?
No.
All right. You
so
heard it here first.
So you said he can't get the locker room intact. Whatever it is now, it's gonna stay the same or it's gonna get worse. He can't get this stuff under control. And from your own mouth, if you was him, you wouldn't, because we look so bad right now. You don't want to take any credit for how much worse we could look if you can't turn this thing around.
If I'm taking the play calls, that means I think I can do a better job. Can you do a better job with what you have?
Yes.
I mean, the carpenter still needs tools. I don't know if you can with the way this offensive line goes. I don't see it. And as far as this locker room stuff goes on, let me see. Here's why I don't see it getting fixed. Because clearly Mike Nolan and what he's doing is not working. Mike Nolan is his guy. Mike Nolan hired him as his offensive coordinator when he was a head coach of San Francisco. So they sitting up here replaying, paying a favor back. Jerry Jones said, I got no problem with Mike. Mike's okay with me. And McCarthy is sitting up here saying he's good with Nolan as well. So if your players are down on this defensive coordinator and you going to stand by him, that means you basically telling the players they're all crazy. They need to go ahead and figure it out. So it's not going to get fixed, in my opinion. Like that answer? Hey, bam. Answer.
I like that. I finally.
Let me tell you. Let me give you just one example for why McCarthy should snatch the play sheet and take responsibility for what's going on offense. All right. If you watch, I think it was the Cleveland game when Amari Cooper scored his touchdown, and Andrew Sendejo should have picked that ball and took it back the other way. We were all looking like, man, that could have been a pick. If you watch the play that Buda Baker made and he made the interception, it is the exact same play. So if you couple that with defenses being able to know exactly what you're going to do and when you're going to do it, and then you're also from the outside looking in, you're not running the ball, you're not featuring your top players. They have a serious problem here, and I think that Mike McCarthy, he can't do any worse. and him as the head coach and the guy that you hired to change this thing around, you should have to take that responsibility, no matter what happens with it. That is your job. You are the head coach.
All right. Well, gentlemen, it's 15 after. That is our show. Tomorrow, let's dive into some matchups here in this Washington and Dallas contest. By the way, in Washington, they call it Dallas Week. It's a whole big old deal. It's Dallas Week. Here, nobody calls it that, but that just tells you how much it means to the folks up there in D.C. He's Danny McCray, Barry Church. They're former safeties with the Dallas Cowboys. I'm Newy Scruggs, longtime Cowboys reporter. We appreciate you taking time to check out the show. Also, we really appreciate our master producer, the man who gets it all done for us, Chris Bean. That is a Players Lounge brought to you by Hotels.com. We'll talk to you tomorrow right here on DallasCowboys.com radio.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!